What's going on, guys? Today I have for you guys an MJX RC Bugs 3 review for you guys. So I have a little bit of night flight footage. You could easily see the awesome lights in this thing. It has a cool little headlight. And yeah, so let's get into it. Basically, this is a brushless, one of those cheap brushless quadcopters that are comparable sort of to the XK X251 and the Bang Toys X16. Now this one does actually come with a GoPro mount like the Bang Toys X16, so it's more sort of like a sort of more of a camera drone than a sporty racer, but it still has powerful brushless motors and can still be very sporty and fun to fly even without the camera. So in this video I'm using the Xiaomi Yi camera, but the mount can easily fit, anything GoPro size. It could fit a GoPro, it could fit an SJ cam, anything that's like the size of a GoPro, you could fit it. And you could also mount, your typical action cameras like run cams, and Mobius is very easily underneath. You'll need to have your own mount for that because the one that it comes with is really for the GoPro style, and that's kind of what this drone is about, being able to use your GoPro or other action camera of that kind of design really easily right out of the box, and for pretty cheap too. I think it retails for $115 right now. So yeah, and as you can see, this thing just has so much power. It does have brushless motors. This is comparable to the Bang Toys X16, which runs on a 3S battery, I believe, the X16. So that you could say that has a little bit more punch, but even though this has a 2S battery, the Bugs 3, I found that it's still more than capable of carrying a action camera, GoPro, Xiaomi Yi, like in his video, anything, absolutely no problem. If it fights the wind like it's nothing, and being able to lift the camera easily and being able to fight wind are two things that you really want in a camera drone, and especially for this being so cheap, I definitely think that's awesome. You will need to supply your own camera, however. I'm pretty sure MJX plans to include camera versions in the future on this. I'm not actually positive on that, but I believe so, because there is a camera button on the transmitter, and right now it has no function if you just include your own camera. So that's what I think it's for, and just my prediction, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, this is pretty sporty and fun to fly. Even though its main purpose is as a camera drone, it still could just be fun without it. And its flight is very, 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 very similar, like I said, to the X251 and the Bang Toys X16, in that it's not quite like a full-fledged, custom-built racer, but you can expect it to perform like one. This is it's sort of on the border between toy and hobby-grade drone. It's definitely a big step up from anything with a brush motor. I'd say it flies better than the Tarantula X6, which is a pretty standard benchmark in terms of, toy brushed quadcopters that are still pretty good and powerful. So it flies better than that, but you can't fly an acro mode or anything like that, so don't expect that, but it's, that's kind of to be expected. One of the coolest things about this drone in particular is that it actually does have telemetry, which means that if you fly out of range, or if the battery gets low, so you hit the LVC, not only will the LEDs on the quadcopter itself blink, but the transmitter will start to beep really loudly too. That's good, so you don't have to worry about not being able to hear it, So yeah, it lets you know you don't have to keep constantly checking the LEDs, which just a quick note on the LEDs, they are so bright and awesome, especially at night. As you can see here, there's the blue lights in the front, white lights in the back, and the super bright white headlight. I love that so much. And the battery, this is the last thing we'll talk about. It looks like a proprietary battery. If you take a look at it, it looks like it's in this case, and it kind of looks like you're going to have to need to get this dedicated battery, but that's really not the case with this battery. I haven't actually found one. Well, I haven't really looked for a battery to replace this with, or to buy spares for this yet, to be honest, but you can get any 2-cell battery that fits in the battery bay and has an XT30 connector. So that's not the most common connector type, but I actually do like it. I think it fits in there pretty snugly. It keeps it, stable, as opposed to like a JST connector, even Now Super Tiger connectors are pretty good, but compared to some other connectors, you know, they're flimsy, especially for 2S batteries. They use a 2S, or they use the JST connector. I don't really like it. This is more, it feels more hobby grade. You might have to shop around a little bit more. I'll try to find a battery that will fit as a good replacement for this and let you guys know. But yeah, so that is the MJX Bugs 3 review. I'll have the link to the manufacturer in the description, as well as a full review you could check out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.